Good morning, Crazy Russian Dad here. Today I want to talk about guns in America. It's a disclaimer. I'm not political, as you know, and please, people on the left and on the right, don't get offended. I just want to understand what is this fascination Americans have with guns. I hear on TV lots of violence and gun shootings and such. I asked my co-workers. Normally, if I don't understand something, I ask my co-workers. So I asked my co-workers, and they said, "Oh, this goes back all the way to Constitution, the rights to bear arms, something about militias and fighting the government." And I don't know. And so, like in Soviet Russia, I'm from Soviet Russia, guns were illegal. So only the government had the guns. I don't know if it was good, probably not. I also had personal experience. I hate guns. They made me learn how to assemble and disassemble the Kalashnikov machine gun as a child. So I could probably still do it with my eyes closed and under 5.3 seconds. But I hate guns and I totally don't understand it. Now maybe I guess it's good for like self-defense or maybe for hunting. Like I used to work with a guy, true story, this guy went hunting. So they say Americans, after the weekend you're supposed to say, "How was your weekend?" So I've asked this guy, "How was your weekend?" He said, "Oh, I went hunting." So he goes hunting. I'm like, all right. I continue to chit chat. I'm like, "Who did you hunt? Whom did you kill?" I did not smile because he was for real. I mean, he is a hunter, He said, by the way, coincidence, he is part of some private club, and they go, and who do you think they hunt? They hunt Russian boar. But I'm not being metaphorical here, okay? They do hunt those giant frigging pigs, Russian pigs of some kind. I don't know how they got them here to America, to this private forest of some kind. But those Russian boars, they have giant tusks, tooth tusks. I'm like, well, what do you use to hunt them? And he said, "Oh yes, I use an automatic rifle." Now there, I understand. If you saw the size of the frigging Russian boar, I too would use automatic rifle. Now I would not, because I would never go hunting anything. But if I ended up next to the Russian boar, I mean, I would climb a tree. But if I couldn't, I would use an automatic rifle. Anyhow, but I wouldn't go hunting. I don't like killing. I went fishing with my son once, and we both cried once we bought this little fish. Okay, we let it go, and I never went fishing again. Anyhow, but back to the topic. I digress. So I don't understand this whole gun fascination. Like for shooting practices and maybe for hunting, if you're very hungry, you can use a gun. But they tell me that you can buy a frigging tank or the F-16 or some other horrible weapon here in America. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know how they've managed these things. Maybe there should be some questionnaire, sort of a survey, and with a checkbox, like, are you or are you not a homicidal crazy person? And if you check off homicidal crazy person, don't sell them the gun. Or at least not a big gun, okay? Like, don't sell them the Kalashnikov, okay? So, again, not being political, not, tough intersection here, but this crazy Russian that does not understand the whole fascination with guns, and somebody should do something about it, or at least explain to me what the hell is going on with those guns. Okay, good night.